Well, it's time right now to get those legal questions answered, and the phone number is ready to be dialed, 256-536-0077. Go ahead and get your call in queue. We have Michael Timberlake from our friends over at Timberlake and Lee joining us right now.
Well, it's great to be here.
It is always great to have you. So we are going to talk about a topic before we get to the callers.
Sure.
So we know that the holiday season is here. People are out purchasing gifts. What happens if you get a gift, but then you get injured while you're using it?
Well, Alabama has a special set of what we call products liability laws. And basically, it says that if you were injured as a result of a product that you can prove is defective in some way. And that means that it was manufactured in a way that broke or manufactured in a way that was unreasonably dangerous, and you can prove that. And your injury is as a result of that defect. And not, say, product misuse or, like using a lawnmower to trim your bushes or anything like that, then you can potentially make a claim under the Alabama Extended Manufacturer's Liability Doctrine for compensation for your injuries.
So your claim, it sounds like, is going to be against the manufacturer. Does the person who gave you this gift in any way bear any liability in responsibility for that injury?
Well, Alabama's got some unique laws in terms of who can be liable for a situation like this. Distributors of products, people that took a package from the manufacturer, didn't open the box and sold it, are not necessarily going to be responsible for selling a defective product unless you can prove that they knew that there was something wrong with it. So that would be kind of similar to your gift giver friend. If they knew that the product was defective or was likely to injure you and they gave it to you anyway, then they could potentially be in the loop of people that are responsible.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, is there a time frame or time limit that you have on this to be able to prove that?
Yeah, Alabama injury claims are 2 years from the date of the injury. Now, you can extend that in some situations depending upon the circumstances, but in most cases, you're going to have to file a lawsuit within 2 years of the date that you were injured.
Just want to remind you the phone lines are open. The number is 256-536-0077. Of course, Michael Timberlake sitting here ready to answer your legal questions if you'd like to call in. Right now, though, we are again talking about what to do if you get injured by a gift you receive for Christmas. Now, we're talking specifically gifts. What about if somehow you get hurt by some of the packaging that the gift comes with, or something like that?
I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. He says, "I got a great claim for you." It's all this bubble wrap packaging, this shrink wrap packaging is incredibly difficult to maneuver, and you can cut yourself and whatever. But more than likely, it's going to be a situation where the injuries that you sustain as a result of that are not going to be significant enough to try to pursue any kind of lawsuit in that regard. But the packaging can be a bear, and they really should do something to make it safer and for parents, kids, and adults.
I agree, because I do have some packaging at home right now, and my kids just try to get their 3-in-1.
Yeah.
And they are just always up in it, trying to get into it and doing something with it. But it looks like we do have a caller on the line.
All right.
So Howie, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi. I just recently probated my parents' will, and it's for me and my brother. We are listed on the will for the house. I cannot find my brother. I don't know where he's going. In the meantime, there was a judgment apparently against him, and the bank held an execution sale and sold his interest in the estate to another individual. I want to know, it says in the ALA code, it says that heirs can redeem it. I want to know if I'm my brother's heir, can I redeem his interest, and will I own the property outright then?
Yeah, that's kind of a complicated situation. I guess the question becomes, is there some indication that your brother is deceased? Has there been an adjudication that he is deceased? And that's the only way that you could have an interest in his share of the property would be for him to be declared deceased. So that would be something that you have to investigate to try to find out. Is he just has he gone absent without leave, or is he in fact deceased? If you can't prove that he is deceased, I think that then that situation, the bank who in theory, in order to execute on his share, would have had to have served him. So, there's, you can't prove that he's deceased, then I guess the presumption is if they got service, he would be alive and you wouldn't be able to do anything with that.
Wow.
Difficult situation.
Some of these law questions always, sometimes they just seem so original.
Well,
People have unique situations.
It is. Every situation is unique, and unfortunately, some people just disappear into the ether,
Right.
and it creates a vacuum. There's nothing we can do without a person.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you didn't get your legal questions answered today, that is not a problem. You can always call us here on Mondays. We'll be back doing this again, same time next week. You can also call Timberlake and League, though, and you may even get Michael himself on the phone to answer that question for
Be
you.
glad to talk to you.
And we are always glad to have you with us, Michael.
Yes, we are.